Welcome back to Best Practice TV. In this episode, this webinar, this session, this live stream, this podcast, we are talking about my 7 steps to implementing change management in your organization. It's been an ongoing issue for us over the last 16 years running our business, and also for a lot of you guys that are our customers and our clients. And if you're coming to this to look for ways to improve change management, just a really simple, some tips and insights as to how you can make change management more effective in your organization. I'm going to go through my version of what the 7 steps that we followed to crack the code in terms of change management in our organization. We're drawing on some psychological principles, some tips and techniques that we've picked up from different areas of change management in getting peak performance out of people. So in this particular one, we're actually and that's where we found our secret code, that the code that we cracked in terms of working through getting effective change management and getting change management to stick. That's been one of the biggest issues for us here in our organization. So if that is one of the issues for you in your organization, let me know in the comments. So as always, it's really exciting for me to see where you guys are all watching from. So if you have come on live on LinkedIn this morning, or if you've come on live on YouTube, let me know where you are in the world today, what's happening in your part of the world, what's the weather doing outside. We are coming into summertime here in Sydney, Australia, and we are starting to enjoy getting outside, particularly with this 2020 crazy year that we have had. We're trying to finish the year off strong, putting more effort in. When there is a steep hill in front of you, it's a good idea to get out of the seat. If you're riding a bike, get out of the seat and push harder. So that's what we're doing here at Best Practice. We're pushing along, and that's why I thought getting change management topic covered in one of our live sessions, I thought that'd be very useful for you guys. So I'm going to go through that. It's going to be 7 steps. For those of you that don't know me, hey, my name's Kobi Simon. I'm the CEO here at Best Practice. We've been working with thousands of companies over the last 16 years to help you guys be fun places to work, or help you guys have fun places to work, great places to buy from, improving your customer experience, your customers' experience for your customers, and obviously great organizations for your shareholders and other stakeholders in your organization. I've got half a team this morning helping me here in the studio. Luke is just getting my dashboard set up for me. We are running a little bit late, a bit pressed for time this morning. So let me know where you are watching from. Let me know exactly if you've got any very specific questions about change management, then let me know in the comments and I'll get to those. We had a great Q&A happening last week. Here comes my dashboard. Thanks, Luke. And let's get into it. So if you want more information from us here at Best Practice and you have got a moment to take some time out, check out bestpractice.biz/guides, and we are putting new content up all of the time on the guides tab. I also want to draw your attention to our news feed. Alexi Folson is writing relevant news articles to the work that we do and the work that you guys are doing out there in your organization. So check out bestpractice.biz and look at the news feed. There's 3 new articles every day, taking 10 minutes of your day to actually bring yourself up to speed and do your own professional development. Then that's really going to help you guys. In the live stream we're doing 24 hours from now, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how you can accelerate your professional development. So if doing some more professional development is something you'd like to do, I'm going to give you some tips and insights how to be more efficient with your professional development. We've all got really busy lives, and I know that it's hard for some people to fit in the professional development. In fact, Luke and I were just having a discussion right before we were going live, and he was riling me up about his lack of professional development lately in terms of reading books. So he's shaking his head now. So we'll get into that in 23 hours. But that's not what you're here to hear about today. Today's about our 7 steps to change management. Okay, so step 1 is make a decision and commit. And what I've seen in hundreds and hundreds of meetings is an issue will get raised, usually reactively. We'll have an issue, we'll have someone come on and say, hey, I've got a challenge, hey, I've got a problem, and it'll get discussed and a change will get discussed, but it's all verbal. So what I think the first thing that we can do to really help our organizations and help change get locked in is to really make the decision and commit, like make the commitment. if we are lacking knowledge, we can start to do some research and find the knowledge that we need to go forwards, with the idea or the change that we're going to make. But making the decision and committing is the first thing, and it's making the decision as a team. So it's saying, hey, is this something we want to change? Is this an issue that we want to improve on? And getting an agreement and making that decision and committing. Are we all in agreement with this? And then it's about making sure that everyone's in agreement. It's not about it being a democracy where it needs to be a majority vote. This is about getting everybody together making the decision. I heard about an issue in our organisation last week where somebody did not want to change, and they openly said that I'm going to fight this for as long as possible because it's not what I want to be doing. And I'm going to have to do some more work with that person to, be talking to them and communicating with them about the change that needs to happen. And I'll get to communication later on. Let's just quickly check the comments. Okay, I think the audio has been fixed. Is that correct? Not sure. Can I obtain a copy of the recording for this? Absolutely. So Hannah's just made a comment there. The recording for this will be available literally right here. You can come back to this post on my LinkedIn profile and it will be here later on today. Or alternatively, our YouTube channel, we record everything and leave everything on our YouTube channel. So as soon as we finish, the recording will be available on Best Practice TV over on YouTube. That's going to give you a link to share so you can jump across onto YouTube. We'll also post the link to this live stream in the comments. Sometimes the comments of a LinkedIn Live are a bit hard to get back to. I appreciate that the app is a little bit difficult to use, but I will help you guys out with that. Okay, so we've got a good crowd this morning, biggest crowd we've had in a little while. Let me just quickly check that. Hey to you guys watching in Maroubra in Sydney. Hey Gerard. We've got somebody over there more people in Sydney. We've got someone in Virginia, I think I saw there on LinkedIn. A couple of people from all around. So Luke, if anyone's got any issues with sound, just hit the reset button or refresh button, I think. So over on YouTube, hey you guys, Jeff, Stan, Claire, Faith, Amma. Oh, hey Amma, how's, you're over in Malaysia now. Good to hear from you, Amma. Haven't spoken to you, must be well over 12 months. And Jeff and Ashley. So thanks guys for jumping on. If you are enjoying what we've been doing with our live streams, you both got on YouTube and LinkedIn, you've got that like button. Pepper that live stream today. So with that like button. So go right ahead on YouTube and hit that like button, and go right ahead on LinkedIn and hit the thumbs up or the applause or the love. So if there's anything that's resonating with you, let me know. So good crowd today. Thanks everyone for joining us. I hope I've got some value for you. Okay, we've covered point number 1, make a decision and commit. Point number 2, never allow the old process to continue. And that is probably one of the biggest things that I've seen is that if we are going to make a change, now we've got to make a decision in terms of making our decision about whether we're doing a pilot or whether we're doing a wholesale change management. But what I have seen in some parts of some businesses is there's not a thorough OCD, change to the process. And so then it's difficult, and some of the old processes might continue. Particularly if, to make things change, sometimes we need to, be trying to roll out the changes. It's going to be tough. It's probably going to be more effort than you think. And what I have seen is that you might have 2 concurrent processes. You might have duplication running, and the more that you allow as a leader or a manager or someone who's on the team, the more that you allow the old process to continue, the more difficult it's going to be to get the effective benefits and the real benefits of the new process that you've implemented. So tip number 2 there, or point number 2, is never allow the old process to continue. And that's certainly been, if you want things to change, things have to change, and you want the benefits of the change management process, so you've got to change all parts to it. And that's been where I've seen, particularly in our organization and many of our clients' organizations, if you're allowing those concurrent processes to run, then that's going to handicap your ability to get the benefits sooner rather than later. And we do, as humans, we do always underestimate the amount of work we need to do to achieve our goals. It's part of the human condition and part of your subconscious. So we want to actually be making sure that we stick to that point. It's like, okay, what residual parts of the old process or the old thing that we're doing still exist? We need to delete that and execute that and move away from that to allow us to move forward. Point number 3, tell others and communicate effectively. Really a generic statement, but if you're trying to make a change, like this change management process works for you yourself. Like if there's a change you want to make in your life, it's important to people to tell people, like if you want to eat differently, if you want to, you've been looking at how you're eating and you want to be more healthy in terms of your eating, or you want to do more professional development, or you want to make a change in the house, you want to do something differently at home, then it is important to communicate and to tell people that that's the change that's being made. And that's probably, at a massive corporate level, sending one email for a change to a process is not going to be effective. One of the books that we use a lot here at Best Practice is Traction. Gino Wickman wrote that book. It's a fantastic book. He talks about humans needing to hear things 7 times as part of that process. So it's something that we want to be starting to think about and saying, okay, well, have we told everybody? Has our communication been effective? I know here at Best Practice that I can't just use an email. I can't just use one speech. I can't just use one verbal communication. I need to be coming at it from different angles for different audiences, and then I need to say it multiple times. The camera's turned off. Are we back? Okay, we're back. So my apologies. I think what we're talking, I'll just go back to point number 3. We just had a malfunction with the camera. So point number 3, tell others and communicate effectively. One of the biggest issues with maintaining, or change is letting everybody who's involved, letting everybody know who's involved in the process that we have got. We're going to make a change. Now, whether that's a change that you want to make at home, whether that's a change that you want to make in the office or in your team or with people around you, it's communicating effectively. One email to everybody is not going to help you make that change. One email is not going to, it's not going to be an effective communication style. And I can't remember where we got up to when the camera turned off, but Traction by Gino Wickman is a book we use here at Best Practice. He says that it takes people 7 times to hear a message from you. So you're going to need to repeat yourself 7 times. That's 7 emails, 7 speeches, 7 one-on-ones with people before they actually hear the message and it starts to resonate with them. And you will feel like you're repeating yourself. So what we do a lot here at Best Practice is we actually use this technique called the learning pyramid. If we can actually get people to play it back to us. So we'll give an instruction, we'll do the change management, and then we'll say, okay, now tell me what you're going to be doing. And have we got your agreement? Is that what you're going to be doing? Think about a time when you've been in an argument with someone and you can hear yourself saying, but I said this to you. I told you this. Remember when I told this to you? We hear ourselves more effectively than we hear other people. So we want to be actually using that technique against, for the benefit of the other team members and have them play it back to us. So people will remember what they say more than remember what they hear. So when we're telling people and we're communicating, and point number 3 is tell others and communicate effectively, the key word is effectively. When we're thinking about communication, sending one email, that's not going to help you with the change management process. Doing one speech is not going to help you with your change management process. One small thing I do here at Best Practice that I'm starting to realize is more effective, if we want to make a big change in the business, like we did a branding change to bestpractice.biz to update our website. I did a launch, like we did a bit of a party, we had some catering, I did a big speech, we gave everybody a t-shirt. So that was like people could actually see the change happening rather than just me saying, hey, we're going to change the website. Because people kept using the old name, Best Practice Certification, but we're moving to be more of a business improvement agency to help you guys with all aspects of business. We're helping you with people, we're helping you with data, we're helping you with process improvement. So people improvement, data improvement, process improvement. There's multifaceted approach to helping businesses to improve here at Best Practice now. And to make that change, we needed to do a launch. So telling others and communicating effectively, that's point number 3. All right. Point number 4, communicate the success vision. Communicating the success vision. In thinking about the success of this project, what does it look like? future pacing, and lots of people talk about visualization, and we've drawn this point across from like the personal development industry, is that if you can show through descriptions, through story, through, getting people to think about it and saying to people, when this project is successful, when this change is successful, what is that going to mean for you? What is going to be great about the change? How's the change, what's the win-win part of this? And obviously sometimes change is going to affect people in a negative way, and I get that. But if you think about the benefits to the organization and you can think about the benefits to the team and the benefits to the business and the benefits to the customer of the change, and you can get people to focus on success, then you can get a more effective future pace of people. People can picture it themselves. So if you talk about communicating the success vision, we talk about, here at Best Practice, we use the phrase that says, in thinking about the next 3 months, what does success look like? So you can change that and you can say, in thinking about this change management process, what will that success look like for you? How are you going to feel once you're achieving that success? How much better is it going to be for you when you achieve that success? So when you communicate this success vision, you can more effectively do it with questions and getting people to picture and visualize what the change looks like and the positive sides of that change, and getting people to, it's not about just pointing the finger at someone saying you need to focus on the positives. It's actually talking them through that and saying, okay, let's talk about a couple of the really good positives, and again using that technique to get them to play it back to you. So I might say to our team member here, I just want to hear from each person, one person at a time, what do you think is going to be one good thing about this change that's going to help you? And if they tell me that, and then in their head, they're telling their subconscious that this change is good and this good thing is going to happen. And that is that's the ultimate goal of improvement moving forward, is to have those changes happen over time. Okay, if you guys have got questions, again, let me know where you are watching from. We've got people from all over the world today, which is fantastic. We've got people live on LinkedIn. We've got people live on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out yet, please check out the Kobi Simit audio experience. That's available on your favorite podcast platform. I personally listen to my own podcast just to check in on it on Spotify. I think Spotify is an absolutely fantastic platform, but it's available on Apple Podcast and wherever you get your favorite podcasts from. If it's not available on your favorite podcast platform, let us know and we'll make that happen for you. So appreciate everybody's time this morning. We've got a great global audience today, so welcome. All right, let's talk about point number 5. Point number 5 is about creating a slogan. I heard a really interesting statistic, or I was reminded of a really interesting statistic yesterday, which is a marketing statistic. People are more likely, in fact, 70% more likely to believe something that something is true if it rhymes. So if you can come up with a rhyming slogan, then subconsciously people are more likely to believe the change and like the change. We know that lots of humans fear change. They like the status quo. They don't like change. You can probably think of people in your organization who don't like change, and they like things to stay the same. They like their routine. They don't like that change. But if you can come up with a rhyming slogan, then it's going to help you. You're going to be more effective. So let me think of an example. Hire for the will, train for the skill. So that's one of our viral posts, one of our great quotes of the year this year. We've got it printed on coffee cups and posters here in the office. Hire for the will, train for the skill. That rhymes. And so although we know it to be true because we've experimented and we've A/B tested and we've tried it, just the simple fact that phrase rhymes, 70% of people are more likely to believe it to be true. So point number 5 is create a slogan for your change management project. Give it a name, give it a flag, give it a title for people to rally around so that people can get on board and they can identify that with that, and they will have something in common. So if you've had a project that's had a great name or it's had a great slogan, maybe you could drop that in the comments and we can talk about it. let me know where you are watching from. If you haven't let me know where you are in the world, I'm really interested to see where our global audience is coming in from all of the time. If you are watching this after the recording, then please go right ahead and let me know where you're watching after the recording as well. I've just checked back on all of last week's live streams just to check comments and answer questions. So please go right ahead and let me know. So if you've had a great slogan for a project you've worked on, let me know in the comments, one of those great ones, or even an advertising slogan. When it rhymes, 70% of people are more likely to believe it. And so that is something to consider in some of the advertising that you've seen over the years, like slogans and also little jingles, advertising jingles. That's why they have rhyming, so people believe it. It's more likable. Okay, point number 6. Be persistent in the change. Now, we already talked about never letting the old process to continue. We talked about communicating the success vision. We talked about making a decision to commit. Be persistent in the change. Leaders have to lead by example. You guys have to lead by example. You have to demonstrate. People are watching you. That's why that's why social media has followers. So people want to see you succeeding. They want to copy you, and it puts a picture in their mind. It helps them future pace themselves because they can see what you're doing and copy. And it starts with our learning style from when we're babies. We've all been a baby. We all started life. We were all, 6 months old at one point in time. We looked up to our parents or the people that were looking after us, and they're walking around. And so we said, I want to walk around. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to start to copy. And then I'm going to copy how I eat and how you eat. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to copy the toys. I'm going to copy, and I'm seeing that now with my 9-year-old. He will copy the things that I do. So, for the first 10 years of our life, we're watching what our parents are doing. We're watching what older people around us are doing. We're watching what our leaders are doing, and we're copying them. And so being persistent in the change, you do have to lead by example. It's not fair on the people in your team you're asking to change to have 2 sets of rules. And in fact, that's unethical in my view, that you need to be the leader. You need to lead the change. You need to believe in it. You need to live and breathe it. If you're not sold on the change that you're being asked to implement, here's my little hack for you. So you've been asked to implement a change. You may not agree with it, and it's going to affect you personally in some way, and you're really struggling, but it is your job and you do take your job professionally. My recommendation to you is, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys to focus on the positives. The insight and the hack here is to actually get a blank sheet of paper, get a legal notepad, and write 10 positive things about that change for the organization, or 10 positive things about that change for you, even if you don't believe it. Because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be physically writing down those notes, 10 points. This change is good because of this, and this, 10 good reasons, 10 positive reasons for that change. Don't think about the negatives, don't write the negatives down. What will be happening is you will actually be telling your subconscious that this change is good, and your subconscious goes, oh, okay, well, I was just told it's good, must be good, I'm going to get on with it. Then your body language is going to project differently, and you're an organic organism. Your organic organism is going to start to accept that change and be more likely to be receptive of that positive change. So that is the tip in terms of being persistent in the change. You have to persist. Whatever you resist will persist. So you really need to get into that. You need to get over it. And where your energy, your attention goes where your energy flows. So if you make your positive energy flow in the right direction, your positive attention will come across. And so that is the hack. And that's what I do. So I don't write lists of pros and cons. I only write lists of pros. I focus on writing lists of pros, and I focus on success looks like, and I don't give up until I achieve the success. So I set myself a goal, and I just don't give up until I achieve that goal. Because people talk about burning the boats. It's about with change management and team members, and you can talk to your team members about this. Say, we're going to be making this change. These are all the positive reasons for it. Yes, there's going to be some uncomfortable downsides to this. I was having a conversation with my brother on Monday evening this week, and he's saying to me, am I being delusional about the numbers I'm trying to achieve in my business? I'm like, you're not being delusional, but you have to understand business is like a hedge in a garden. We need to trim it. And so we need to literally physically cut off pieces, which is going to hurt. That's going to hurt the plant. The plant's like, I'm having my branches cut off, but then it's growing in the right direction. It's going to bloom in the right way. There's going to be new flowers. A rose bush really only blooms after it's had a really hard prune. So you want to be, yes, it might be uncomfortable, it might be painful to make those cuts, but that's what we really need to be. So we need to be persistent in the change. We need to write the list of pros and focus on the list of pros. Okay. Point number 7, reward the team and reinforce. It is important to have rewards and recognition. It is important to be rewarding behavior, positive behaviors from your team members. So it is important to be having some sort of campaign, some sort of reward. Now, it could be something really small where you guys just have a celebration. It could be drinks, it could be dinner, it could be some catering, it could be a party, it could be a little gift for everybody. But it is important to have a reward, and it is important to reinforce positive behaviors in your team and giving that recognition, because if it doesn't come from you, then you're going to be relying on somebody else. And the one thing that I have learned about running business is I take 100% responsibility for everything, and then life gets really interesting, because then you just keep asking yourself a question. Instead of getting frustrated with someone or blaming someone, you're basically just saying, well, what am I doing about this? And so as a leader or as a change agent, as an influencer, as a manager, as a person in your team that is pushing through this change management, it is important to be rewarding and recognizing, and rewards and recognition very publicly. If you are counseling behavior, if somebody is not playing the game, if there's somebody that needs to be corrected, it's not effective to call them out publicly, because they're gonna get defensive, and they're gonna be more worried about their pride and their ego. And so that is a very quiet discussion where you can say to someone, hey, with empathy and with love, you're saying to somebody, hey, look, we've got this change management process that we need to be implementing. We need to be using, there's improvement in the organization. I need to have, let's just have a quiet conversation about what are the pros for the organization. You can list those pros out. What are the pros for you? And actually being persistent. So if you need to call someone out, it's not good practice to call people out publicly. It's better practice to start one-on-one and just saying, hey, look, I just want to check in with you. Is everything okay? Because what I'm seeing is I'm seeing some resistance to this change. I just want to talk to you back through the positives, and I just want to check in with you to see how you're going, and is there anything else that's an issue? So that is empathy. And then it's saying, hey, this is the outcome, this is the decision, we've made the decision, we've committed to this change, we're rolling out this change. And then it's you can leave it with them. You can say, look, it's your decision as to whether you're going to remain on this team or not. It's not my decision. This is the direction that we're going. You need to own this. And you do that quietly. So point number 7 is reward the team and reinforce the change, the process, what you need, what the outcomes are, what the goals are, what success looks like. And don't stop until you achieve that success, until you can have an acknowledgement. Look at the amazing outcomes that we just had. Okay, so this was going to be a quick one today. I'm at the half an hour mark. Okay, let me have a quick look there at the comments. Hey, Jeff, thank you for your comment there on YouTube. Where is the cheese? Help facilitate a major change management tasks. Yes, I am. Is it where is the cheese, or who stole my cheese? Just correct me on that topic. Maybe someone can do a quick check. And then, yes, so the book Traction, the resource I can suggest is Traction by Gino Wickman. That's a great book. I'd actually probably recommend also, specifically for change management, I do like the book by Vern Harnish, Scaling Up. Both of those are very positive. Okay, so task force is called 1300 Crazy. So Claire Williams, thank you very much. You're making some changes to your 1300 numbers. We want to try and have something that's rhyming. So that's a great slogan, 1300 Crazy. Giving the phone the bone, something like that. Who Moved My Cheese? Dr. Stephen Johnson. Jeff, is that the book? Yeah, so give that to me, Luke, sorry, quickly. So Luke has just found this one, Who Moved My Cheese? I've got a copy of this in my library somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it is. I'll try and find it. So yeah, Claire, if you can come up with something that rhymes to go with 1300 Crazy, like a tagline that goes 1300 Crazy, give the phone the bone, or something like that, or something like that, then people are going to be more believable, and it's something really fun. So if you guys maybe have a brainstorming exercise on that one. Okay, so you guys are in Melbourne in COVID Central. I appreciate that. I see that it's locking down a little bit. Hey, Faith in Newcastle, Brisbane. Hey, Claire, you're up in Brisbane. Awesome. So a few people there in Malaysia today, and obviously a couple of people in the US. So Yeah, awesome. Okay, so has this been helpful? So let me go through those 7 points for you now, just so that you've got them to wrap up. If you're madly taking notes, I'll post these points on my Instagram. So if you're an Instagram user, jump across onto Instagram, and I'll also post a photo on my LinkedIn. 7 steps to change management. 1, make a decision and commit. 2, never allow the old process to continue. 3, tell others and communicate effectively. 4 is communicate the success vision. 5 is create a slogan. 6, be persistent in the change. And 7, reward the team and reinforce. I can't acknowledge enough how many times I've made massive mistakes. We've achieved success and I haven't rewarded the team. And it is important to really use that momentum, that positive feeling from achieving success, locking that in so that you can build on that for the next change management process. And then you'll have a team that embraces change instead of resists change. So I hope for everybody that this has been effective. As always, I really love delivering these sessions for you guys. We've had a great, if you haven't had time to check it out, the last video on our YouTube channel is a great discussion we had here in the studio with Dylan Mullen, the CEO of the Happy Skin Company, talking about the winning formula for finding great people for your team. If you have take some time out to watch that. I actually enjoyed watching it myself. It was a really good conversation. It's up on the Kobi Summit Audio Experience podcast. So there's a couple of platforms there for you guys. If you've got time to do it, is obviously listening to the podcast. All of the audio from this particular video we're going to put up on the podcast. That'll be up this afternoon. So in a couple of hours' time, you'll be able to come back and listen to this. So for those of you that wanted the recording, I think, can you scroll up on those LinkedIn comments for me? Is that possible? Just so I can see those comments. While we're doing that, has anyone got any questions? There's a little bit of a lag today. Okay, so Hannah was asking for a recording. Yes, absolutely. So the recording's available over on YouTube. You'll be able to share that pretty much right now. It's just about finished. So yeah, if you need the recording, we'll also post the link to the recording in the comments on LinkedIn. I can't see any questions at this stage. So Emma, always very welcome. No problems at all. So I hope that helped. I'll post up a screenshot of my notes here that I've got up here. I'll post that up for you guys on my Instagram page and also on my LinkedIn page. So there's an image there for you. You can come back and you've got those notes. So as always, tomorrow, I hope you come on board to listen to the session. I can't even remember the topic. So we are going to be talking about, stand by everybody while I just pick that up. Tomorrow was professional development, how to accelerate your professional development. I'm really excited for tomorrow's session. I'm going to be taking all of the things that I'm doing that's really significantly accelerated my professional development in the last 12 months. I'm going to be talking about that. We've got some really core principles that are following some psychological steps that are going to help you control your subconscious, to help you improve your professional development, that's going to help you to be better at your job. I'm looking forward to that. That's really exciting. Could you just scroll up for me on the LinkedIn comments so I can see the bottom? I think there's a couple of comments there. Okay, Andrew, you're always very welcome. Everybody that's joined us live today, I hope you enjoyed it. If you are joining us after the event and you've come on and you missed it live and you are watching the recording, thanks very much for investing your time and coming on. It means a lot to me that you guys come on and listen to what I've got to say. I'm out there looking for more stuff and talk about more of our experiences and more of my experience running our organization as we learn and grow ourselves, giving you tips and insights as we go through. So if you have got a specific topic that you'd like me to cover, if you've got a specific question, don't hesitate to comment. You can always send me a direct message on LinkedIn. I'm getting much better with my direct messages on my Instagram. So at Kobi Simat on Instagram, please go ahead and follow any of those pages. I really appreciate the support and I hope we can help your organization to be a fun place to work, a great place for your customers to come and visit, and also an amazing investment for your shareholders and your stakeholders. So always happy to help everybody. If you don't see me out and about in the next 24 hours, you are definitely going to see me right here next time on Best Practice TV. Bye for now.